Hey everyone, welcome back to CricketBatInfo, the page where you'll see independent reviews and basically I'm not selling you anything. These are bats that have actually been provided by the owners themselves or the manufacturers who want an independent review. And this one comes from David in Tasmania, another one of those beasts that he's picked up along the way. That is actually a pre-regulation Serene Sports SS or Sunridges, as they branded themselves early on, Gladiator. Now, if you don't know, the Gladiator was basically the next model under, I think the Gladiators are basically the ones that you've always seen the players using, sometimes re-badged. This particular one is massive. That edge is huge, and I can see that it's a full flat face. So I'm thinking this is something that predates the regulations, because there's absolutely no way that's getting through there on that edge size. It's still in its plastic, so it hasn't actually come out. I can see somebody's written 1165 on there and 14 grains, 43 millimeters, oval handle 2.9. All right, that's the end of the review. So yeah, this is a pretty impressive looking bat. You can see here lovely grains, which is synonymous with the Gladiator. It's got a tiny little bit of heartwood going down the left-hander's inside edge. I haven't counted the grains, but I guess I have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 grains. It's definitely going to be a bat that performs really well. Now this one's actually going to be in for knocking, so I'm going to take that plastic off and we'll have a good look at it. I'm going to put a toe guard on this, a Shugu toe for him. So because I'm going to do that, it's quite easy for me to get off this toe guard. So I've taken the toe guard off and I seem to see, oh, there's a hair there. There's not actually, there's somebody's pube has been left on the bat. So there you go, it must be a player's pube. You can see here the grains are a bit wobbly through the toe, but nice and even. There's nobody's name written under there. It's predominantly a fairly flat toe. There's a little bit of curvature there, and there's some attempt to camber it so that it taps down nicely on the ground. The middle position itself extends into a low position with the spine going almost into the toe, and then extending up through the bat to give it a little bit better pickup, and the wood taken out of the splice area. Very much like a Laver Ultra type shape, if I can be brutally honest. Maybe a tiny little bit lower, but it does remind me of that shape, and even the handle with that full oval reminds me a little bit of that. There is a distinctive bow to the bat, you can see it there. It's a mid bow, and it's probably somewhere around, ooh, good 10 millimeters. So there is an attempt by SS to bone those edges. They're not left sharp to try and give you a much bigger edge size. So let's just give that a measure. Now I'm getting 44, so they're quite big. I'll measure this side, and it'll probably be a slight bit smaller. Center of the toe, 28, and the edge of the toe is around 24, 25, so it's quite decent. Shoulders left through, but the spine has been narrowed, so we've got a 16 millimeter edge profile there, but our spine is down dipping into the 36 mil. As far as the handle shape goes, it is a lovely oval shape. It does feel nice, semi-oval at the top. You can see there that we've got 3 rubber inserts typical of SS, and that actual grip has been in that bag for so long it's gone a little bit dusty. So we'll measure the spine, just under 65. So nice, decent spine. The width of the bat is 107.8, so there is no width dodginess going on by SS, which I really like to see. It's nice and legal all the way through. A couple of pin knots on the back there, a little bit of colour, and a couple of bits of spec, but all in all, it's a glorious looking piece of timber. We will first weigh it. I'll just move that back for you. It's 29.1. So nice weight for its size. And as usual, bring in the other bat, tap that up, and then do a comparison. Not doing ball bounces anymore. By the way, if you do enjoy the content, remember this is fully independent, please subscribe to the channel, hit like, share the videos with your friends, comment below to help support the channel. And I'll tap this one up from the toe to the stickers. So remember, this is a fully played in bat. I still use this, although I'll be graduating to the Imperium. So that's got some really decent ping there, as you can see. Hopefully you can see the ball bounce on that. So it's a little bit, feels soft there. Yeah, it's a lovely bat. Look at that. Right where they've pressed the bow in, it's pinging beautifully. People tell you that you soft press a bat for performance. It's just nonsense. You've got to press bats properly. Because it just means you've got more to do, which I guarantee you when I do that toe area there, I'm going to be spending a lot of time on that. And you will see the post knock on this one. So, reserve my judgment till then. So we've completed knocking in and preparing the Gladiator, and so general thoughts on the press. So it had my usual 5 days leave it alone before I touched anything. Had a decent soak of oil, and then we started the knocking in. You should be able to see the grains are nice and defined even under that sheet. You can see some lines heading down there, so there's been no damage or anything during the knock-in. Definitely feels like a press that's on the softer side. This has had probably towards the 2 hours of straight knocking. The edges have been done, toe has been done, both sides, fixed all the dents and marks that were in the bat and repolished it. It still does have a dull look to it, and I think that's just the way Ton finish their bats. So that's one little cause of criticism. But I've got that feeling much better than it did, and obviously I did have to do that steaming method. I do apologise for the sound. We've got a fair bit of noise going on in the background. So this has had the scuff sheet put on, and I've also done a Shugu toe. I'm not quite sure why it went so misty here. I wonder whether or not some moisture got under it. I actually did a double take on it and put a little bit more just to overlap the scuff sheet after I'd finished. No point bringing in the other bat, you would have already seen that tap up. So we'll do the tap up on this in a finished condition. So you can hear that's much harder now that's been knocked. Heading into the hitting area. Off centre. Heading up towards mid-high. Still got plenty of punch. Even in a high position, it's punching. So, nice big middle, pretty much dying out just around the beginning of that duck bill. But also I tend to give a fairly heavy knockdown here because I don't want it cracking. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out for David. Got the CricketBatInfo sticker on just to say that it's prepared by me. So if you don't see that on the more recent bats, then I haven't actually prepared it, and I'm not actually doing it as a retail thing. It just sort of is an identifier to you that I've taken the bat and probably reviewed it if you see those stickers on it. Not necessarily prepared by, because I do that if I choose to. So there you go, that is the Gladiator. I'm fairly impressed with the bat. I mean, these come in at a price point way below those player bats, and I think it's punching pretty well. It does remind me of the player bats. I don't think you could really criticise those grains, but some of you would be a bit picky and say, oh, they're a bit uneven, but I don't think that's what you're really looking at for here. This is about performance, and also you want a few extra grains in your life. You want it to perform pretty quickly, and I think this will do the job. Obviously, as I said before, it's a bit bigger. Let's see what all those additions have done. Oh, the other thing I did for him is the tennis racket inner. I took some photos of it, and I'll put those over the top. So you got one with the grip off, one with tennis racket outer on, so you can see the thickness before and after. It does feel a little bit thicker. That would add probably about 0.3 of an ounce, and scuff tape and that extra thick shoe glue I'm thinking is about 0.5. So that's come in 2.95, and I think it was around the 2.9 when we got it. So yeah, that's pretty good. Does it feel like that? No, it still feels less than 2.9. Feels like a 2.87. So adding that extra weight here has sort of balanced out what we've put down there. So thank you very much to David for sending that in for review, and he'll be getting that shortly. He'll probably get that before he sees the review published, because I'll be only doing one publishing every Sunday, just to even things out and get ahead of it. So thank you very much. SS Gladiator.